Our today's topic is to see the difference between band 6, 7 and 8 answers. So if you want to get a band 7 or even band 8 in us speaking, you need to understand one very important things. What actually makes a band 6 answer different from band 7 or band 8 answer? So let's analyze these things with a simple part 1 questions. So if you just look at this question, do you enjoy reading books? Say for example, examiner asks you this sort of question. So now whose level is band 6, these types of students will give answer like yes, I enjoy reading. Actually, I usually read in the evening, maybe for 30 minutes before I sleep. I like novel most because the story makes me relax after a busy day. My favorite book is The Alchemist. I read it two times already. So now if you look at these question answers, then you will be able to see that there is nothing seriously wrong with these answers. It's clear, relevant, and understandable. But the vocabulary is quite limited, sentences are mostly simple, and the ideas developed in a fairly way. And you will be also able to see that there is because there is no complexes word. So that is why this sort of answer will get band 6. Now let's look at a band 7 answer. Yes, definitely reading is actually one of my favorite ways to unwind. I try to set aside half an hour or so before bed. I tend to gravitate towards novel rather than non-fiction since they let me switch off completely work. I had to pick one book that stayed with me. It would be probably The Alchemist. I have gone back to a couple of times over the years. Now, what has changed? The answer is more natural and flexible, and the phrases like one of my favorite ways to unwind, set aside half an hour, gravitate towards one book that stayed with me, switch off from work completely. And you will be also able to see that there is rather than would, if I had to pick conditional, present perfect. So there are different types of grammatical range and accuracy. So the speaker is also using different grammatical structure with good control. So that is the one major difference between band 6 and band 7 answer. Now let's move to the band 8 style answer. Like absolutely it became a bit of nighty ritual for me at this point. There's something about winding down with a novel that a screen just can't replicate. And so I make the point of setting aside time, and even for on my busiest days, if you would ask me to name a book that's genuinely stuck with me, I would have to say The Alchemist is one of those rare reads I find myself returning to wherever I need a bit of perspective. So if you just look at this answer, what's actually the difference now you can see from band 7 and 8 answer? You will be able to see there are lots of natural phrases like can't replicate, make a point of, on the busiest, I find myself returning to. So these are called the particular collocation that a band 8 level students actually maintain. So there is a flexibility, accuracy, and variety of grammar structures as well as the lexical resource. So if you want to get band 7 or 8, definitely you need to maintain this sort of answer when you are actually speaking or taking your IELTS test. So these are the things you just need to keep in your mind. If you just use more difficult vocabulary, that's the things will not give you enough answer if you just use that incorrectly. So these are the things, if you want to get a good band score in IELTS speaking, definitely you need to know about that why I am getting band 6, where is the lack. You first need to find out that sort of things, and after that you have to work on that basis. So if you're looking for a platform where you can practice these sort of things and wanna receive personalized feedback, understand your mistakes, and gradually develop band 7 plus speaking skills, you can join with us. If your dream is to achieve band 6 or even 7 or 8, In IELTS speaking, don't just collect answer. Learn how to build better answer. Practice, get feedback, improve, and repeat. So that's how actually real speaking improvement happens. If you just go through tons of sample answer, but when it comes to speaking, you can't say a single word, then it's not gonna give you benefits. So that's the things we actually teach you, how you need to develop your answer and how you need to take your preparation so that within a short time you will be able to get a good band score. So that's all for today. I hope this video will be really helpful for all of you, especially those who wanted to get band 7 or above in IELTS speaking. So try to find out your errors while you are making, then work on that.